Hello, and welcome to The Essential Reads. My name is Isaac, and my goal is to bring to you a bunch of classic audiobooks in an easy and accessible way. We are finishing Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. If you like this book and like what I've done, you can listen to all the other audiobooks that I've got on this channel or on this podcast. And if you really want to support me in making more, you can go to the Patreon, where for as little as €1 or $1 a month, you will be directly contributing to me making these audiobooks more accessible for everyone. So that would be wonderful if you could support me there. You will also get access to exclusive audiobooks, which is real cool. Let's dive in. Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Chapter The Last. The first time I catched Tom Private, I asked him what was his idea time of the invasion. What was it he planned to do if the evasion worked all right and he managed to set a nigger free that was already free before? And he said what he planned in his head out from the start, if we got Jim out all safe, was for us to run him down the river on the raft, and to have adventures plumb to the mouth of the river, and then to tell him about his being free, and take him back home on a steamboat, in style, and pay him for his lost time, and write word ahead to get out all the niggers around, and have them waltz into town with a torchlight procession and a brass band, and then he would be a hero. So would we. But I reckoned it was about as well the way it was. We had Jim out of chains in no time, and when Aunt Polly and Uncle Silas and Aunt Sally found out how good he helped the doctor and Nurse Tom, they made a heap of fuss over him, and fixed him up prime and give him all he wanted to eat, and a good time and nothing to do. And we had him up to the sick room, and had a high talk, and Tom gave Jim $40 for being prisoner for us so patient, and doing it up so good. And Jim was pleased most to death, and bursted out, and then says, "There now, Huck, what I tell you up there on the Jackson Eye, I told you I got hairy breasts, and what's the sign of it? I told you I've been rich once, I gonna be rich again, and it's come true. And here she is, there now, and don't talk to me, signs is signs, mine I tell you, and I know just as well that I's gonna be rich again, as I standing here this minute." And then Tom, he talked along, and says, "Let's all three slide out of here one of these nights, and get an outfit, and go for howling adventures amongst the Indians, over in the territory for a couple of weeks and so." And I says, all right, that suits me, but I ain't got no money to buy the outfit, and I reckon I couldn't get none from home, because it's likely Pat's been back now, got away from Judge Thatcher and drunk it all up. No, he ain't. It's all there. $6,000 and more. And your pap ain't been back since. Hadn't when I come away, anyhow. Jim says, kind of solemn, "He ain't coming back no more, Huck." I says, "Why, Jim?" "Never mind why, Huck, but he ain't coming back no more." But I kept at him. So at last he says, "Oh, don't you remember that house that was floating down the river? And there was a man in there, covered up. And I went in and uncovered him, and didn't let you come in. Well, then, you can get your money when you wants it, 'cause that was him." Tom's most well now, and got his bullet round his neck on a watch guard for watch, and is always seeing what time it is. And so there ain't nothing more to write about. And I'm rotten glad of it, 'cause if I knowed what trouble it was to make a book, I wouldn't have tackled it, and I ain't a-going to no more. But I reckon I got to light up for the territory ahead of the rest, 'cause Aunt Sally, she's going to adopt me and civilize me, and I can't stand it. I've been there before. The end. Yours truly, Huck Finn. Thank you so very much for following me on this journey through this epic classic by Mark Twain that is 43 chapters pretty much done. And wow, what an experience. I really hope you enjoyed the book as much as I did, and I'm so glad that we got to see Huck grow into this human being who cared about Jim and realized that regardless of the color of someone's skin, having someone who treats you like a human being, like a friend, is the most wonderful thing on the planet, and it doesn't matter someone's creed, someone's beliefs, it doesn't matter where they've come from, if they're rich or poor or whatever. The fact that you've got someone who is kind to you and clearly cares for you is the most important thing in the world. And I can't believe that story, that book is as old as it is, knowing how US history continued to progress from there and still continues to progress today. I understand why kids in America have to read that book, and I'm really glad that I've read it, and I'm really glad that you've hopefully now read it with me. If you'd like to support the show, do all the things, and I will see you in a couple of days with a brand new audiobook. Bye-bye.